back to another video. Today, I want to talk about morals and how you could judge yourself to see how much integrity you have and also have a good read on the integrity of others. So, I wrote this thought down after reading some books along this way, and I wrote down the degeneracy of others should not affect or determine your morality. If your morals completely fail because of surrounding chaos, you didn't really have morals. So, it's a bit of a harsh statement, but who we truly are comes out in certain intervals. A lot of time it comes out when we were younger. When we were young children, we didn't really care what we said. We just said what we felt at the moment. So that's it. That's one section. Another section I want to talk about is in when you're intoxicated or under the influence of a drug. A lot of people do more daring things when they're drunk. They do more things that they probably won't do when they're under the influence of some type of drug. They'll do it. You know, the hard truth is how you act under the influence is probably a better representation of yourself than how you act while you're sober. For example, a quiet person is very quiet, right? But every time they drink, they become very aggressive. It says something about what's going on inside of them. It means that something could happen and it could change them from being this quiet, nice person into being a disruptive or aggressive person. Another thing I want to really bring to light is the effect of the group. People change when they're influenced by groups. When an individual's by themselves, it's easy for them to be, oh no, I'm not a racist, or I'm not a tyrant. But take these same people, put them in a group where other people are racist. Other people, when they're surrounded by other people, how do they act? A lot of times people change because as human beings, we have a strong tendency to want to fit in. It's just something we're naturally born with. We all want to fit in. We all want to be part of the group. We don't really want to be the one that's sticking out like a sore toe. So this is for self-reflection, but it's also for you to arm yourself with this wisdom so you could tell a fake when you see it. Obviously, the first person to point this sword on is yourself. Like, I have to do it too. If I'm a respectful person by myself, but when I get around my friends, we go around, we disrespect people, we carjack people, we empty that, we burst their tires and all this kind of stuff. That's a better representative of who I really am. It means that the surrounding chaos can really change what I call morality. It means I've never really built any morality for myself. Um, and the reason why the group effect is such a good test of this is because all of us will feel the temptation. It's one of the strongest temptations we will all ever feel, is when we're in a group to conform. When the group is saying let's go up, and you know the right ways to go down, the tendency of most people, they're gonna go up with everybody else. So to test to see if you really have these morals, sometimes you have to pay attention to yourself. Be aware of yourself. Don't be so judgmental of yourself, but be aware. Is there a certain friend who comes around who changes you? Is there a certain drug you take that changes you? Is there a certain group you're in that makes you change? Be aware of it next time and pay attention to how you change. Um, and finally, don't be so keen to take somebody's word for how moral they are. In fact, people who preach morality and they talk about, oh, I'm a nice person, oh, I'll never do that. You know, if it's not somebody who's going to be in your life for a long time, okay, you could take a word for it. But let's say it's a friend. Let's say it's a potential spouse you're interested in. Let's say it's a potential business partner you're interested in. Don't pay too much attention to their words. Pay attention to how they act in groups. For example, if you let's say you're interested in a young man, right? And when he's around you, he's sweet, he's charming, he's loving, he opens doors. But then one day he brings you around his friends. You notice when you're around his friends, he's distant with you, he acts bad, she's calling you out your name, he's treating you a certain way. Just understand that that in the group setting is really him. Who he is with you is just like a fake version he puts on, because a lot of times all of us as human beings do it. We want to feel good about ourselves. We don't actually want to feel like we're negative. So we do put on certain things at certain times. So test your friends, test people. Don't be so gullible to just run in the direction of somebody who appears to be moral. You sometimes you'll be surprised at what's really going on. Sometimes it's actually the person who we feel like is more vulgar might actually be a better have better integrity, because one thing about vulgar people, if it's one thing that they have above most other people, is what's what I'm looking is authenticity. People who are like stand up in your face, yeah, they could come off very rough, but they're very authentic. So what you see a lot of times is what you get. But with people who are so pacifying and they're so passive, those are the ones you may have to watch a bit more, because a lot of time they are the same vulgar person, but it's just much more repressed. So this week, this month, this year, keep this thought in mind and try not to make the chaos around you change your mental state. Don't make it change your what you know to be right. If you know the right thing to do, do the right thing. Don't make the group influence you. Thank you.